This is Richard Malone from CNX. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you the structure of a Nitro app. So if you're using Valence Nitro App Builder to create your Nitro apps, there's four main concepts you have to understand. The first one is data sources. This is telling Nitro App Builder where to get the data from your files. You can use the built-in wizard that's included to create the data source, or you can use a free-form SQL statement that you may have created on your own or with the assistance of Nitro App Builder. The next concept to understand is widgets. Those are the visual components like grids, charts, forms, etc. that are tied to those data sources. The next concept is the application layout. Where do those widgets exist in the app? What sections are they in? How do they lay out from left to right, top to bottom, etc.? And then finally, there's the concept of behaviors. The behaviors are like actions that the user can take, like clicking on a chart or a row or taking some action that will affect the data that exists in another widget and so forth, and how the user navigates through the app. So let's look a little bit more at the structure of how these things are laid out in an app. The lowest level, of course, is the data source. You have to start with that. Each application must have at least one data source. And to those data sources, you will attach widgets. In this example, we have a grid widget attached to a data source. We could also attach a chart widget to the same exact data source. So one data source can feed multiple widgets. You then take those widgets and you create them, or you lay them out into a Nitro app. I could put the two widgets left and right, top to bottom, put them in two different sections that the user can navigate between, etc. That's part of the app layout. You can also have multiple data sources and widgets going into the same application. They're the same Nitro app. You can also have widgets participate in more than one app. For example, if you have a customer map widget, you can create that one time and have that on many Nitro apps. And if you need to change something about that map widget, you can change it once and it will affect all apps. Let me reorganize this a little bit and put the app at the top left and talk about behaviors. Behaviors exist at the application level, and there are things like if a row on the chart widget is clicked, then update the grid widget. Another example could be if a row on the grid widget is clicked, then I can update the map widget. And finally, another one could be if a button is pressed on the grid widget, then you can perform a special task with RPG. Now this was a very simple explanation of behaviors. There's many additional behaviors, but you get the idea. It's the definition of how the user will navigate through the application. And that's pretty much it. If you understand these four concepts and how they interrelate with one another, you can be very successful in creating Nitro apps. Thanks for watching.